saw me packaging up my Dutch hormone test. That has been a process just to get done. It's been a process to get to where I decided to do one, and then it was a whole other process to actually get the test done. Where do you even begin? I've probably been struggling with my hormones my whole life. Through like teen years, super irregular cycles, really painful periods, all the things. Always struggled with my skin. Up and down and up and down. The clearest my skin generally ever is or was through all 3 of my pregnancies. I have used all the skincare. I used super clean products for years and years. I've used medical grade products in complete desperation. Nothing stops my breakouts, which leads me to believe there's like absolutely a root cause. I left the door open. Let me fix that. There. Yeah, I absolutely believe there's like a root cause to any symptom we could have. And so that's been my approach on trying to fix it. It was time to get a test specifically for my hormones, because I just really believe that like no skincare is ever gonna break through whatever hormonal issues, whatever gut health issues that are going on inside of me. So here we are. That's why I sent it off. I'm excited and nervous to get it back. I think I've done so many things and changed so many things that I start to feel like, what else can get taken away? I am gluten-free currently. I eat extremely minimal dairy. And what dairy I do have is raw dairy. It's literally like cream in my green tea or coffee. I've pretty much been grain-free for the last 6 weeks, except popcorn occasionally. I've switched out coffee for matcha. Like, I go to bed on time. I wake up and get movement in. I've like adjusted my workouts. I don't work out as hard as I used to in terms of like a high intensity workout to try to help my cortisol levels. Like, I'm eating more food than I've ever eaten before consistently, and I've never undereaten. But some of the symptoms I was having were almost as though I did undereat. And so I just need some answers. So it's been a faith journey. It's been a emotional roller coaster at times. Just last week I was crying over my skin again, because I'll have these like really good times and then it'll just like hit the fan again. And so I'll think like, hey, I've implemented X, Y, and Z. It seems to be working. And then we'll just have a flare up. So yeah, it's been a journey of like not placing all the blame on myself every time I seem to go like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And just trusting that like God's gonna lead me. He's gonna show me what actions I need to take, but that he ultimately is my healer. And maybe I'm waiting on his supernatural healing, or maybe he just hasn't quite revealed to me what the steps are that I need to take. But I will say that through this, I've developed so much more discipline in my nutrition, in my just like health habits. And so I guess one of those things where he works all things for good. And I do believe that at the end of this, there will be something good that comes of it, whether it's that I can help someone else, encourage someone else through it, whether it's that, you know, I take my family's health that much more seriously so that they don't have to deal with these things. Yeah, so anyway, I don't really know why I feel like I need to film this, but I've always kind of felt a pull to the YouTube space, but I've been way too self-conscious to show up on here. especially because my skin's so up and down, all the things like you just want to show up and feel your best, look your best, all of that. And like, let's be honest, at the moment, there's just a lot of things that I don't feel super great about. But I think we all have these things, and you know, may not be the same thing, but I think sometimes we all feel afraid to show up and be the person someone else might be able to get encouragement from, because we kind of want to show up and have it all together. And I think that's one of the things that's held me back from showing up in this space, is like, no, I'll show up and I'll try when I've figured it all out. And honestly, I don't think that's always the most helpful place to show up as, because I've watched countless videos of people who are like, how I cured my acne and how I fixed my hormonal issues. And as much as like I appreciate their story, when you don't actually see someone in the struggle and see the change, or when they're telling you it was just this one thing that fixed everything, and then you try that one thing and it doesn't work for you, I don't know. Sometimes I just think these videos showing up of like how I cured X, Y, and Z, it's just not really reality. And you know, from my experience, there's been times where I've thought I've got it figured out, and then I totally go backwards. If you're up for it, I will try to take you along on the journey, working with the sweetest Christian health practitioner who's gonna help go through my hormone test. It takes forever to ship these tests back and forth. I think it took it was for sure 3 weeks to get it to me. Then once I got it, you're supposed to test, what is it, day 21-ish of your cycle, depending if you run short or long, 7-ish days after ovulation. So you have to first of all like know your cycle, which is really hard when it hasn't been super regular. But then I had some wonky stuff go on and I got sick right around the time I was supposed to take it. It's literally taken me 3 months worth of cycles to get this test done. So patience. So anyway, moral of the story, I'm showing up mid really bad breakout. My skin was like virtually clear last week, and right now it's awful. But I'm showing up because otherwise I never would. I'm 32. I am 32 and I still am dealing with acne, with strange irregularities in my cycle. I have 3 beautiful babies. I also had a miscarriage in there. I've done a hair mineral analysis. It came back with quite a bit of interesting stuff. Honestly, at the time that I did it, I had a lot of overwhelm. And I have battled overwhelm in the health industry, or just like navigating the health industry. And, you know, all of the different advice out there. It's really the plan of action that I'm just so curious on. Like, where do I go from here?